Hey, what's going on everyone? Moose here, and today we're going to revisit the QIDI Q2, and we're going to talk about some of the issues that I had, but not really issues, and give you guys some feedback, right? So, before I buy just about anything, I do a plethora of research. I literally do. And I spend a ton of time on YouTube, searching people's reviews, and because I'm a YouTuber myself, who has done many different YouTube channels, I always take things as a grain of salt, right? There are certain people that are paid promoters, and they are going to paint products like there is no wrong that any product could do. There are other people that they get given things and then they feel like they have to say something nice about a product. And then you have reviewers like me, and you can go back through any of my past reviews and see that I'm not bought and paid for. I don't take money for doing reviews. I do take products, but I always make it very clear that my opinion's my opinion, and I'm going to give it to you straight. So I want to talk about the QIDI. Or the QIDI, sorry, it's so weird still. The QIDI Q2. I've had this for going on, I think, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe. It has been printing nonstop. I bought this printer specifically for the heated chamber and the ability to print more engineering type filaments, such as like ASA carbon fiber. This is ASA carbon fiber 08, PETG carbon fiber, PETG glass fiber, things like that. I do have a business that I run that doesn't print everybody else's stuff. It prints my stuff, and I require those engineering type filaments to hold up to the abuse that my parts are going to, be part of. So a couple of things. One, you guys probably already saw the video where I took it straight out of the box and I just printed a benchy, and it went fine. Then I had two shorts where I was like, what is going on? I did one short where I tried to print a benchy in PETG, and it, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened. One of them stuck to the bed but fell apart, and then the next one that I did never even adhered to the bed. When I put those shorts out, I hadn't done a ton of research into why, and I soon found out that even though I told the software that I'm printing in PETG, for some reason, I don't know why, during printing, my bed and my nozzle temperature were dropping on their own. Now, I don't know if it's because I didn't set the proper filament in the printer itself, but that was 100% my issue. As soon as I caught on to watching those temperatures and realized that I'm trying to print in PETG, and it's got my bed set at 30 degrees Celsius and my nozzle at like 210 Celsius, it became very apparent to me. So I learned, right? Just like any other printer, it doesn't matter what you buy, there is always a learning curve. Even if you buy like a new Bamboo, for example, right? I love the A1s. It's no secret to me, those are probably the best multicolor not tool changer that I've ever used. They're amazing. They don't jam. They just work. I tell it to do it. It does it. I don't have any issues. Unlike the P1 and the P2, where if you're doing extended, you can have backups in your poop chute, which can cause your 3-day or 2-day print to fail, right? So that's why. But there was still a learning curve, right? And with the help of a lot of different things out there, you can resolve those. Well, the same thing holds true for the QIDI. number one, during all that, I didn't want to wash the bed because I wanted to see what it was capable of. Since obviously I've washed my bed now, but one thing I noticed is that this printer, if I had one complaint about this printer, it's the bed that comes with it. The print plate is terrible. I'm praying that BQ comes out with a print plate, like, I mean, because I run that in all of my other printers. They have it for the +4, and I'm sure it's coming for the Q2. It's just one of the newer ones. They don't have it yet. But so in the meantime, I found that the glue stick they send along with it works amazing. While I don't like the bottoms of my prints having the kind of residual on there, you can wipe it off, clean it off. But really, that's almost my biggest complaint. Everything that's been printed through this thing lately has been engineering type filaments, whether it's PETG carbon fiber, like I said, or ASA carbon fiber, or PETG glass fiber. And the prints are coming out amazing. I actually, here, I have one here that just finished. Let's see if we can break it off the plate. Of course, it's holding on like mad, and these plates are hot because it's PETG carbon fiber, but I mean, realistically, I mean, that is smooth as glass. I mean, it looks amazing. This is something that I designed myself, so, you know, I don't know. But either way, very, very impressed. I'm very happy with the printer itself and what it's capable of. The only other issue that I ran into so far was when I was printing multiple pieces on the bed, right? Basically filled my bed full of multiple pieces I was printing. The AI detection for the spaghetti kicked in. And it was set to, I want to say, medium. I ended up just turning it off. Just because, you know, honestly, most of the other printers that I run don't have that. So it's kind of an acceptable loss, if you will, if it happens. But other than that, the printed chamber, or the heated chamber, amazing. The print quality is phenomenal. I would say that everybody else kind of talks about how the fan never stops when it's running, or when it's on, even if it's not printing. That is true. And it's usually not a big deal for me because as soon as I get done with this video, I'm going to start the next set of prints, so it doesn't really bother me any. But yeah, overall, it's been amazing. I'll have some more videos for you guys coming up where we'll talk about some of the settings. One thing I do with all of my engineering filaments specifically is I run through the entire calibration, right? I calibrate for flow rate, for, you know, I mean, all those, that whole list. There's a whole list. I actually watch another guy's YouTube video that talks about it, but extraction rate, flow rate, you know, layers, you know, when you want to do your top layer. It's just all, listen, I'm human, I can't remember what they're all called. But anyway, I go through that whole list. It's like, it takes like half a day to do that. But I print all the little parts that go along with that, and then calibrate finally my engineering stuff. But I did find with just standard PETG and with PLA, and honestly, the majority of the filament types, they all work great. I do use Orca Slicer 95% of the time with this. For one, they have better selection of other filaments, whereas QIDI, it's not really up to par. It's very, very, very limited. Like, you can't go to specific ones and pick PETG carbon fiber or PETG glass fiber. The whole QIDI list of filaments is full, but not in like everybody else's. And I don't run QIDI filament. I've never even seen QIDI filament. I know it exists. I've just never had any. So I do use the Orca slicer. It works fine. It sees the printer. It allows me to save all my profiles, and everything's great. But yeah, there is going to be another QIDI in the future for sure. I've already made up my mind. I've got roughly, let me see if I can see how many hours of print timer on this. I don't even know where to find it yet, so let me see if I can. Let me see if I can figure out where it is. I know it's in here somewhere. No. Hey, don't judge me. I've never really looked. Let's see. System status. Maybe? No. Oh, right there at the top. I was just sitting at a weird one. 4 days, 12 hours, and 7 minutes. So 4 days, 12 hours, 7 minutes that this thing's been printing. So over 100 hours. And I'm pretty, like I said, I'm very satisfied so far. No issues. It runs very smooth. It's surprisingly, to me, quiet. You know, you hear more fan than anything else. It transitions smooth. It's not real jerky or anything like that. So, yeah. As of right now, I'm going to say that the QIDI Q2 is, yeah, it's good. It's good enough for sure that as my business expands, I may consider another one for more productivity. But there is going to be a new QIDI coming up. I promise. Hang in there. I'm not going to tell anybody what it is. If you guys want to guess, drop it in the comments down below. And I don't know. Maybe we'll start doing some content or contests again. Like first person to guess what printer I'm going to pick up from QIDI. You know, maybe we'll send a roll of filament or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But either way, I definitely appreciate you guys' time. And, you know, hopefully this helps you to make a better educated decision on what 3D printer you want to go with next. I know a lot of people are probably going to say, why didn't you get the QIDI box? Mainly because I print in engineering filaments and I'm always available. Generally, I have a heated box that holds them if they're going to sit. But honestly, by the time I open one up, this thing will continue to print until that spool's empty. So it doesn't ever just sit. But I probably will add a heated box next to it just to keep it up to par. But anyway, till next time, be good to each other. God bless. We'll see you guys soon. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Drop some comments down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up as well. See ya.